shake.
Okay, alright guys.
This whole joint's gonna shake.
Guys, this will give us time.
Yeah.
Oh,
Actually, I'm just gonna do it on my own.
let's all get down.
Everybody's gonna bring it down.
You're in the back. Why would you do that?
Alright. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, I'm Peter Grodi.
Hi, I'm
You're supposed to say, and this is, and then we.
Is that what we're gonna do?
Yeah.
Alright.
Everyone,
That's the video though.
Take
We gotta
two.
put that
Yeah.
in video.
Pull together,
Alright.
champs.
Alright.
We're choking.
Hold the line. I'm Peter Grodi, and this.
This is.
Oh, come on! Punks. Okay. You want the too, or are you guys gonna take the from me?
This is.
You want the?
Guys, it
Alright, alright.
No, we want the.
You want the.
This is.
Alright, ready? Hi, I'm Peter Grodi, and this is.
Faith of our Flyers!
Ah! Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Faith of Our Flyers. I am Peter Grodi, your friendly neighborhood seminarian, and we're certainly glad to have you watching. This is the last real week of Advent. Advent is a time of reflection on our lives and on how to remove some of the barriers, some of the things that keep us away from God, some of the things that keep God and us apart, and obviously the biggest one of those things is sin itself. Many of you know that the word sin comes from a word that means to miss the mark. This, after all, is what sin is. It's when we do something that is not as morally or virtuously good as it should be. Something that does not hit the expectation of God. Something that is tainted in some way by evil. A classic way of evaluating a particular action as to whether it's sinful or not is by looking at three different aspects of a particular action. The thing that is done itself, the action that is taken, the intention behind the action, the reason that we do it, and the circumstances, that's basically everything else. The timing of the action, like when it is done, the place that it's done, the context, etc., etc. Clear as mud, right? Good, I can be going. That's good for today. Wait, no? It's not? Fine, I'll do that chocolate milk analogy that I promised you guys. Now before we start this explanation, we gotta make some connections to make sure it's clear. The chocolate milk itself is the action in this analogy. Chocolate milk is the action. The drinking of the chocolate milk is the intention, or the reason behind the action. And the circumstances are everything else. In this case, we're going to use the timing for the action, okay? So just as chocolate milk is a good thing, and drinking it is obviously a good thing, and the circumstances that surround you drinking it are usually acceptable for drinking chocolate milk, so actions and the intentions behind them and the circumstances that surround them can be good, and usually, in many instances, they are. But changing one of these things can have a real effect on the action itself and whether it's good or not, and the effect that it has. And so if the action becomes askew because either the circumstances are wrong, or the intention was wrong, or the action itself is wrong, it doesn't live up to the expectation that God has for us as good creatures, as His creatures. It's not just that God frowns on actions that don't live up to perfection, but the action itself is going to be tainted. The effect of it is going to be in some way tainted by the evil. I'm going to demonstrate that by the fact that in drinking chocolate milk, when chocolate milk itself, the action is tainted, it certainly affects things. When the intention, or in this case, the drinking of the chocolate milk is changed, it certainly affects things. And when the circumstances are changed, it can certainly affect things. Now, last thing before getting into this explanation, I just want to say that no one, including myself, is expecting you to go around and evaluate every action that you do based upon this method. I mean, most of the things that we do are very obviously good or very obviously bad. And it doesn't take this analysis to figure that out. But there are some times where the action is great. What do we choose this? Do we choose that? Is it okay to do this now, or should I wait? We sometimes need a framework to figure out those things, because sometimes left to our own intuition, we can choose things just based on selfishness. So this is a good method for those times when you're not entirely clear on what you should do in a particular situation. It's just good to say, okay, well, is the action good? Are my intentions good? And is this the right circumstance for me to do this thing. So without further ado, let's go to the chocolate milk. One of the things that can make the action bad is the circumstances of the action. This can include like any number of things, but common ones are timing or the place in which the action is done, etc., etc. The one that we commonly get wrong is the timing of a particular action, and I can demonstrate this pretty easily using chocolate milk. Now, chocolate milk is obviously a good thing, and drinking it is a good thing as well. So let's say in this case, the action, or the chocolate milk, is good, and the intention of drinking it is a good thing, especially in this case my intention is to drink it as a supplement to my workout, which is a very good thing. I like running, I try to run as a workout, and chocolate milk is a good supplement to it. But what if we change up the timing on this? What if instead of drinking it after my run, I actually drink it before my run? Is it going to have the same effect on my body? Well, let's see. I'm all energized, stomach's full, ready for my run. Let's see how it goes. Okay, I'm back from my run. Stomach feels not so good right now. You don't need to see that. In case you didn't know, drinking milk before you go on a run, it does just this weird stuff to your stomach. I don't know if it's the milk curdles or whatnot, but after you get through about a mile or two of running, you're pretty much guaranteed to throw up. Just as it is unhealthy and unhelpful for your body when you drink chocolate milk at the wrong time, so it is unhealthy for your soul to do certain things at the wrong time. Just as an example, playing video games with your friends is a fun thing, right? I do it myself. It can be a good thing, and you can do it with the right intentions. But if you're doing it when you're supposed to be studying for an exam the next day that you haven't studied at all for, then it's probably a bad thing, right? Right. Another thing that can make an action bad is your intention behind the action. This is important because a lot of times we can do things that seem really good on the outside to other people, but when it comes to actually the reason why we're doing the thing, it's very selfish or malicious even. So let's bring it back in our good friend chocolate milk. The chocolate milk is a good thing, which in this case represents the action itself. But what if we change the intention, represented here by drinking it? What if instead of drinking it, we decided to wash our hands with it? We say, oh, I can do whatever I want. I can wash my hands with chocolate milk. But what would the result of that be? Let's try it. Hi, Pat. How are you today?
Hi, Peter.
Hi.
Nice to see ya.
Nice to see you too.
Your hands are cold.
Are they? Are they sticky? Nasty.
Oh, just a little wet.
It's just a little wet. Nasty. I hope that you don't stick to your keyboard.
It's okay.
It's okay. They have chocolate milk on them.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah,
Just wipe it on my
just wipe
pants.
it on your pants. Hi, Lisa. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good.
Good.
Oh.
Sorry. It's I washed my hands with chocolate milk today. I was just trying out something new. Did it work? Is it good? They clean?
Almost.
No, not really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, maybe we'll go back to soap.
Please.
Sorry about that. You might want to wash your hands. So.
And my desk now.
And you, oh gosh. Hi, Kate.
Peter.
Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm
Good.
good. How are
Good to
you?
see you. Sorry.
What the
Sorry.
heck?
I washed my hands with chocolate milk. I'm just trying something new out today. Did it work? Is it good?
It worked very
Is
good.
it,
I think
is
I'll
it,
lick
you
my
might
hands
want
right
to, yeah, that's, I'll probably go back to using soap, but I just trying out something new today, so.
Okay.
Doesn't matter how tasty the chocolate milk is, if I'm using it to wash my hands, it's not being used in a good way, and it's not going to be helpful for my body or my relationship with other people. The same is true for my soul. If I do something for the wrong reason, for example, if I finally decide to get around to raking my grandma's yard only because I know that she'll give me a bigger Christmas present. If you do that type of thing, if your intention is bad, it's going to harm your soul in a very real way. It's not just, this imaginary thing. You have to try to work on making your intentions pure for every given action. The more that you do things, whether they're good or bad, for bad intentions, for selfish intentions, the more that your soul becomes used to doing things for selfish reasons rather than for selfless reasons. you become more inclined to be selfish rather than more inclined to act lovingly.
And lastly, we just have the action itself. The thing that you are doing can be bad. And it doesn't matter how good your intentions are, it doesn't matter how good the circumstances are, if the thing that you're doing is a bad thing, if your thing that you're doing is sinful, is missing the mark of being loving, being virtuous, it doesn't matter how good you intend it to be. And this is represented here by the fact, what if we made chocolate milk with something other than chocolate? It doesn't matter how much I want to drink chocolate milk. It doesn't matter how good I think chocolate milk's going to taste. If I make the chocolate milk with something other than chocolate, for example, if I made the chocolate with all of those things that you saw in the introduction to the video on the table, such as ranch and Italian dressing and a number of other things, I doubt that the chocolate milk is going to taste good. And it was pretty disgusting, though not actually as bad as I thought it was going to be, strangely enough. It did make me queasy for a couple hours, but got through it. Basically just what it comes down to is that, you know, if the action that you're doing is a bad thing, and your intention behind it doesn't matter if it's good or not, I think it's going to have a detrimental effect on your soul. The same as that making chocolate milk with a bunch of this other stuff that we just found in the refrigerator is going to have a detrimental effect on my stomach if I drink it.
Got it all down? Good, because I have no idea what I just said. That's all I got for you for today. I hope it sort of made sense. And maybe it can be an opportunity for you to just evaluate some of the things that, even things that you just normally do, you know, things that are common to you. I certainly know that it's something that I need to apply to my life more, especially when I drink chocolate milk. But you know, it seriously is something that you can use. It's a thing to help you be in a better relationship with God, but also to look after the health of your soul, which has real effects on your life. And of course, those two things are going to be the same, right? I hope I see you this weekend at Mass for Christmas and for Sunday. But if I don't, I guess I'll wish you a Merry Christmas now. And here's a note, there'll be no FOOF video this next Thursday, okay? So, Faith of Our Fathers will return January 5th, is that what it is? January 4th or 5th? Whatever that Thursday is of that week after the New Year. So just keep that in mind, have a great Christmas and a great New Year, and we'll see you at Mass, hopefully.